Good afternoon, hello, and welcome to the Omni Coalition News Show, aka TOCNS. This show is a dive into the weird, obscure, bizarre, in other words, for strange world of notable events, weather, and sports, aka news. Covering topics seldomly, if ever, seen from most news sources these days. Join us! During a time of political overabundance and divisiveness, we present you with more unifying topics to discuss for the most part. My audio is going. Okay, good. Let's see here. For links to these articles that we're about to cover, the music in the background, and anything else potentially interesting, please check the underbar of the description below. Anyway, I am Xander, and you viewer are you. Today is Thursday, aka Friday, September 29th, 2023. I don't know why I couldn't remember what month it was. Yikes. Anyway, let's get into the news, shall we? Starting us off with Audio Central, we have China's AI-powered online sellers can sell you stuff 24/7. Can't you just already do that on, eBay or whatever? Like, everything's open. China's online store is becoming increasingly dominated by AI-powered clones that never tire of trying to sell you things and can literally work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Here we go. They're already outsourcing salespeople. The Chinese online shopping scene is very different than what we're used to in the West. Live streaming is by far the most lucrative marketing channel these days, with popular influencers on platforms like Taobao and Douyin able to close massive deals in just a few hours every day. However, these crazy achievements come at a cost for business and brands. It takes time and money to train a great online seller, and there is nothing stopping them from reaching an agreement with competitors, leaving you no option but to restart the process. Having camera crews and assistants around during the live stream also adds to the expenditures, and last but definitely not least, every top influencer has to sleep at some point, and that's where the AI-powered avatars come in. The MIT Technology Review recently published an article on the rise of AI clones on the Chinese online seller scene. It starts with the observation that even in the middle of the night, many popular channels on Taobao, Douyin, or Kuaishou are still active, with young, energetic sellers trying to sell viewers all kinds of goods. But a closer look at these sellers reveals some inconsistencies in the way they sound and how their lips move. These are not real people, but AI-generated deepfakes that happen to be very good at their jobs. Wow, we're already to this level of AI. Mandatory digital IDs are coming, folks. Because pretty soon, people can just make up people and then they can fool banks and all that stuff. So in order to do business with you, you have to prove that you're an actual human, not an AI construction, or even if you already exist. This is getting absolutely nuts. That's just scary. Maybe these are the end times, because I don't know how we can get out of this AI insanity. Anyway, moving on up, more from Audio Central. Old kids on the block, members of Japan's geriatric boy band, are all over 65 years old. Huh. Alright. This is the first thing that came to my mind was Randy Marsh from South Park, because he was in a boy band. Japan's population is aging at an accelerated pace, and so it's no surprise that the country now has an old boy band with members aged between 65 and 87. J-pop, a play on the Japanese word oji-san, or old man, is not your average boy band. J-pop and K-pop groups, like most other boy bands, are primarily aimed at teenagers and young adults, so the usual recipe for success is finding good-looking young men who can also dance and maybe have some sort of musical talent. J-pop, on the other hand, is targeting Japan's older population, so they are actually old men in their 60s or 80s. The Koshi Prefecture-based music troupe made its professional debut 7 years ago. It's been busy putting a positive spin on the country's rapidly aging population ever since. So that's really cool. You have a geriatric boy band who, of course, Japan. Of course, Japan. Anyway, moving on up, we also have separation marriage. A married couple have never lived in the same home. What? A Japanese couple, Hiromi and Hidezaku Tukada, have been married for many years and even have a child together, but they live an hour apart from each other and have never shared a home. Separation marriages, aka weekend marriages, or living apart together, LAT, have reportedly become very popular in Japan because they allow couples to experience the best of both worlds. On one hand, they enjoy each other's love and support, but they also get to maintain an individual lifestyle without worrying about their partner. Basically, a separation marriage allows couples to live to experience the combined benefits of being married and being single, but it is important that the relationship be based on mutual love and respect. Wow, that is, like part of me wants to bash this, but at the same time, I'm like, dude, this is actually really smart. Like, if both parties, can behave correctly, then yes, like, if they don't want to, like, if one wants to live in the city and one wants to live in the country, there's no reason why. I mean, yeah, it's, you're not with your loved one, but, man, that's a toughie. Man, that's interesting. I'm going to add that into the peanut, because I'd like to talk about that more and get more opinions and whatnot about that. Where is the peanut channel? Why can I never find it? There you are. All right, let's see here. What else do we got? Man fakes his own kidnapping to hide infidelity from girlfriend. Oh, wow, okay. This is not good. Oh, Australian man reportedly made his girlfriend believe that he had been kidnapped so he can spend New Year's Eve with his mistress. 35-year-old Paul Iero narrowly avoided jail time after he admitted before a judge that he had concocted an elaborate lie to hide his infidelity from his girlfriend, wasting tens of thousands of taxpayer dollars in the process. Oh, crikey, mate, that's not a bloomin' onion point. On December 31st of last year, the Australian man from Wollongong called his girlfriend to tell her that he was meeting his finance guy, when in reality he was going to see his mistress. At one point, in order to buy themselves some time, the couple messaged Leo's girlfriend again, this time pretending to be a kidnapper, who promised to deliver him safe and sound the next day. Oh, that's a crock of shit, ain't it? Sorry if I offended any Australians out there. Whatever. I love your accent, honestly. Like, I'm not mocking you guys. But no, that is some pretty crazy. Like, that's a plot to some, like, B movie or something. Like, pretend to get kidnapped to avoid that you're being unfaithful to your spouse. What the hell? Oh my God, the lengths some people will go to. More from Oddity Central here. Man reports first date to police after she refused to split the bill. That's a bit of an overreaction right there. Russian police are currently on the lookout for a young girl who reportedly stormed out of a restaurant, leaving her date to foot a bill after he asked her to split it evenly. So he asked her to go Dutch and she just left. That's kind of a bitch move right there. Handling the bill on the first date has always been a point of contention, as some people believe that men should cover the entire cost, while others are convinced that going Dutch is the only way. Now, here's the thing. I don't mind traditionalists, but, like, if times are tough and such, I mean, like, I don't know why it's always on men to do everything. Like, it's not, it's not cool. Let's see here. Both sides have their arguments, and while online forums are full of endless debates on the subject, there was never really cause for involving the police. Until recently, that is, when one 28-year-old man from Moscow filed a complaint against a woman he went on a date with after she refused to split the bill, leaving him to cover the entire 16,000 ruble or $165 cost. That is an expensive dinner, but, I mean, like, she's gone. Now you're just gonna, go through legal fees and, like, create a whole, like, smorgasbord of BS-ery, that you really don't need to you already know you don't want to be with her. So, I mean, this is a spiteful move, yes. So, whatever, like... Anyway, what else do we got here? Pastor allegedly goes into lion's cage to demonstrate divine protection. In a viral video that has been doing the rounds online, an African pastor can be seen entering the lion's cage at a zoo and teasing the felines to show that nothing can happen to a man of God. Originally posted on Instagram by Mufasa Tundinut. What a name. The bizarre video shows a man wearing a blue suit playing with three young lions under the watchful eyes of several people outside the cage. The man is referred to as Pastor Daniel, and if the original pastor of the clip is to be believed, the daring stunt was designed to convince his followers that he was under the protection of God and that nothing could happen to him, even when he was surrounded by a bunch of lions. The bold pastor can be seen slapping the young lions and even letting one of them playfully chew on his hand. Yikes. So, he was just lucky. Like, maybe he was under, divine protection, but why do you want to go and test it like that? That's foolish. That's absolutely foolish. Anyway, what else do we got from Odyssey Central? Meet Methuselah, the oldest living aquarium fish. The aptly named Methuselah, a lungfish at the Steinhardt Aquarium in San Fran, was the oldest fish held in captivity with an estimated age between 92 and 101 years. Methuselah arrived on U.S. soil in 1938 on a steamboat from Australia, along with 230 other fish. Today, she, scientists believe it's a female, although they can't really be sure, is the only living fish out of all the ones that left that steamboat. She was only a little fish back then, but she kept growing as the years passed, and the aquarium life seemed to suit her. But people peering at her through the glass wall didn't seem to stress her out one bit, and she still enjoys peering back at visitors to this day. She was originally given the unofficial title of oldest fish in captivity back in 2017, when experts estimated her age at 84. However, more recent tests showed that Methuselah is even older than previously anticipated, at least 92 years old, up to 101. So, that's pretty cool, man. Like, awesome. What else do we have? White woman wins Miss Zimbabwe title, sparks racial controversy. Yeah, it's funny how things only go one way, huh? 21-year-old Brooke Jackson was crowned Miss Universe Zimbabwe, which means she will represent the African nation at the next Miss Universe pageant. Held for the first time in 22 years this past week, the Miss Universe Zimbabwe beauty contest sparked racial controversy in the African country, with many claiming that the winner is not an accurate representation of Zimbabwe's general population. Born and raised in Harare, Zimbabwe's capital city, Brooke Jackson is also white, which for many is apparently a problem. Her crowning as Miss Universe Zimbabwe ignited a fiery debate on social media, with vocal critics arguing that her title is tainted by local bias, or by racial bias, and that she only won because she's white. Oh, come on. You know what? Isn't Zimbabwe the country that chased all the white farmers out and then entered into a famine, and then they begged all the white farmers to come back in? Like, that happened somewhere. I want to say Zimbabwe, but I'm not sure. But, dude, like, I don't even need to say what I need to say. Like, this is just stupid, you know? Like, it's just stupid. Moving on up, giant Chucky doll arrested for terrorizing people in Mexico. Police in the Mexican state of Coahuila recently arrested a knife-wielding Chucky doll and its ventriloquist owner for terrorizing people in the streets for money. Sorry. Chucky, the red-haired murderous doll possessed by the spirit of a serial killer, is one of the most terrifying movie characters in history. I wouldn't say one of the most terrifying. He's an iconic character whose chilling smile has terrorized generations around the world, so it really doesn't come to a total surprise that someone used a Chucky doll to scare people into giving them money. It happened in Monclova, a town in the Mexican state of Coahuila, where a man identified as Carlos N. started manipulating a large Chucky doll like a ventriloquist and terrorized people on the street into giving him money. So like, they've said the same thing 3 times now. So yeah. People got freaked out and like paid money to the doll or something. Did they handcuff the thing? Are you serious? Oh my god, it has little handcuffs. That is hilarious. They cuffed the doll. Wow. Oh my god. Soap company boss eats his own product to prove that it's all natural. This just reminds me of, like, you know, if you say a foul word and your parents, you know, put a bar of soap in your mouth to clean your mouth out, well, eat the soap and, you know, send them a $5,000 hospital bill. That'll teach them. Let's see here. The chairman of a large Chinese cleansing product company has been mocked after a video showing of him biting into a bar of all-natural soap went viral on social media. Speaking during an employee meeting, the boss of Hongwei, a well-known cleaning product manufacturer founded in 1952, can be heard doing a presentation of a laundry soap, telling people that it contains no harmful substances, just alkali, animal fat, and milk. To be as convincing as possible, the man took a bar of soap and started munching on it before washing it down with a swig of water. Although the man's extreme marketing technique was meant to demonstrate the all-natural ingredients, it was actually mocked by a lot of people, with some joking that the soap could be a lifesaver during a natural disaster. I mean, like, maybe. It could, you know? Like, crayons can last as candles in an emergency, you know? Like, this is really interesting. Actually, do you have the video of him biting the soap? Oh. Well, let's see here. There it is. Oh, yep. Eating the bar right there. I mean, you know, who knows? Maybe it could be, like, you know how the other meme goes? Like, you know, how like, you know, females have, like, 1,000 to 1, like, different, like, soaps and conditioners and this and that and the other. And then, you know, men have, like, you know, 17 in 1, like, shampoo, body wash, like, you know, engine oil, gasoline, you know, toothpaste, shaving cream. Like, it's all, like, you know. Maybe we're kind of invented something like this with this soap. You know, you can wash yourself with it and eat it. I wonder if it has any nutritional value. Like, huh. You know, I'm going to add that to the peanut as well, you know, just because that's interesting. What else do we got here? From UPI, aka Oopie, emotional support alligator barred from attending Phillies game. Oh yeah, it's an alligator! Is said by, what was it, Shane Wilson or something? What's his face? The Mountain Dew guy. Not throat and neck tattoo guy? No, what are you not getting here? He drinks a lot of Mountain Dew. A Pennsylvania man was unable to attend the game between the Philadelphia Phillies and the Pittsburgh Pirates when stadium security turned away his emotional support animal, an alligator. Joy Henney, a former hunting and fishing TV host who appeared on networks including ESPN Outdoors, has had Wally the Gator for about 7 years, and he had the unusually gentle reptile license as an emotional support animal while he was undergoing chemotherapy treatments. And he said Wally's visits to schools, hospitals, and assisted living facilities caught the attention of the Phillies, who invited him to bring his pet to meet members of the team and their partners before Wednesday's game. Henny said that he and Wally arrived at the stadium too late for the meetup as the players were already warming up on the field. Well, that's unfortunate. You know, maybe next time. And there is another article near the end. It's the same event, just from another source. And there's an article after that that kind of explains why. So, yeah. In a way. So, not guarantee, but yeah. You'll get it when we get there. Anyway, let's move on up here. 45-year-old Colorado man breaks chin-up world record. Is this David Rush? It's Frank Sagona. Never mind. 45-year-old dad from Colorado put his physical training to the test by breaking the Guinness World Record for the most chin-ups in 1 hour. Wow. Frank Sagona performed 1,010 chin-ups in the allotted time, breaking Stephen Holland's record of 993, which has stood since 2011. 12 years. Wow. He said his attempt was made extra challenging by a muscle strain in his back the day before the official attempt. Sagona dedicated his record to his friend Mike Rumpf, who helped him start training for the record 3 years ago, but died before he could see the hard work paid off. Aww. Well, rest in peace, Mr. Rumpf. That's really sad that he lost his friend, but still, you know, that's awesome. Like, he got his world record, and you know what? I was going to say, because as I was reading this, I was thinking, you know what? Like, it'd be awesome if David Rush can break this, but no, like, please, nobody try to break this for a little while. Let the sacrifice, you know, let the sacrifice hang there for a bit, you know, like on the pole bar. Get it? Anyway, what else do we got here? Stranded dolphins rescued from shallow river in Massachusetts. And, you know, this sounds cool, but, like, you know, people do not understand. The more you help animals, especially in repeated situations, like, we are, like, training them to be relying on us to get them out of those situations. And they're not, like, learning evolutionarily to not get themselves in the situation by themselves. So we're doing more harm than good by interfering. We as a species need to just back off and just let nature take its course. So, anyway, marine rescuers in Massachusetts rescued and released 2 dolphins found stranded in the shallow waters of the mouth of the Herring River. The International Fund for Animal Welfare said its teams received reports about 9 a.m. Thursday that dolphins had been spotted swimming near the mouth of the river in Wellfleet. The teams arrived and found the 2 dolphins stranded in the shallow part of the river. The rescuers attempted to lead the dolphins to deeper water when higher tides came in, but their efforts were unsuccessful, and they ultimately decided to use a dolphin rescue vehicle to pull the marine mammals out of the water. The dolphins were transported to Herring Cove Beach in Provincetown and returned to the water. The IFAW said it will continue to monitor the dolphins for the next few days using temporary satellite tracking tags. So, alright. Maybe in hopes that we did not, do what I said at the beginning, training them to be reliant on humans. Now this is interesting. We have a hipster bear here. White Claw stealing bear targets another family's fridge. So this has happened multiple times. Oh, a three-legged bear that previously made headlines for stealing White Claws from a Florida fridge was caught on camera raiding another home's outdoor refrigerator. The bear, known to locals as Tripod, gained international fame in early September when it broke into a Lake Mary family's INI and drank 3 White Claws from the fridge. Tripod put in another on-camera appearance this week at a Heathrow home, where home security cameras recorded the Bruin burglar going under the back porch. The video shows Tripod's using its jaws to open the outdoor refrigerator behind the back porch bar, but on this latest occasion it did not appear that the bear helped itself to any adult beverages. So, just don't have outdoor fridges in areas where there's bears. Like, have no areas where you would have food, contain food, store food for a prolonged period of time. Like, because, once again, what I just said, literally, example right here. That bear found something it liked in a fridge. It sees another fridge. It's going to crack that open because it knows something is in there. We are training these animals to be relying on us, people. Come on. Moving on up, Ukrainian strongman pulls cars with his teeth for 2 world records. Okay, well, a Ukrainian has the time to do this when there's a war going on? Question mark? Let's see here. Dmytro Hurunsky, 34, took on the record for most cars pulled with the teeth and managed to haul 6 cars and drivers, a total weight of 16,763 pounds. Each car was in neutral, but was required to have a driver behind the wheel to ensure the vehicles remained in a straight line. Alright. Herinsky did attempt the record for the fastest 30-meter or 98.4-foot car pull with the teeth and pulled a 2,293-pound taxi cab that required distance in 15.63 seconds. Wow. Well, he previously set the record for the heaviest train pulled by the neck by hauling a 71,655 pound train in 2022. Wow. We have another world record coming up as well, I think. Missouri group plays baseball for 100 hours to break world record. I think we have there's another one after this. Well, technically 2 more with this cat folded into what? We'll get there. Hang tight. Hang in there. A group of 60 baseball lovers came together in Missouri to play their favorite game for 1,000 hours and 1 minute to break for 100 hours and 1 minute to break a Guinness World Record. Sorry, I missed. I put in an extra 0. My bad. Don't allow me to be an accountant. The record attempt, dubbed Endless Game, kicked off at Mackin Park in North Kansas City and ended 100 hours and 1 minute later, earning the record for the longest marathon playing baseball. Well, very much like the never-ending story, it has an end. Therefore, we were lied to. The players took the record from a Canadian group who played baseball for 83 hours and 13 minutes back in 2019. The North Kansas City face-off between Team Courage and Team Strength ended with the former claiming a 468-307 victory. Each team was composed of 30 players who took turns on and off the field, with campsites set up in the park for breaking players to eat and rest. The game raised more than $32,000 for charities, including Operation Breakthrough, Children's Mercy Hospital, Veterans Community Project, Gift of Life, See You in the Major Leagues, and the North Kansas City Parks and Recreation and Animal Shelter. Awesome possum, bro. That's cool. And I know I just read the entire thing, but still really cool. There's a video here if anybody wants to see it. So what else here we got? Here we go. Cat folded into sofa bed wins ham bone award for an unusual insurance claim. I hope it survived. Nationwide Pet Insurance announced a New York cat who ended up folded up in a sofa bed was awarded the Hambone Award for the most unusual pet insurance claim of the year. Nationwide is on your side, said the 15th annual Hambone Award, named in honor of a dog who ate an entire ham while trapped in a refrigerator, was awarded to a cat named Giles. Giles owners Reed and Caitlin said the cat was under the sofa bed when Reed's stepmother folded it back into the couch. Giles, like the rest of the finalists for the award, fully recovered from his injuries. Okay, good. The predicament shows just how easily an ordinary situation can become precarious for a pet. That was a quote. So Giles and his owners were presented with the Hambone Award trophy, a gift card, and a donation to be made in the feline's name to an approved pet-related charity of the family's choice. Well, that's cool. But let's try to avoid folding cats in furniture from now on, okay? That'd be fantastic. Here we go. Australian strongman pulls 44,753-pound hydraulic crane. Whoa! That's one kangaroo there. I don't know. An Australian bodybuilder broke a world record by using only his upper body to pull a 44,753-pound hydraulic crane a distance of 16.4 feet. Guinness World Records announced Jordan Biggie Steffens, at the age of 33, broke the record for the heaviest vehicle pulled with the upper body. GWR's rules required Steffens to be in a seated position for the attempt to ensure he was only using his upper body to pull. So, alright. And here's a video of it. Anybody wants to see it? Moving on up, Shrek's Swamp. Get out of my swamp! Listed for a weekend stay on Airbnb. Yes, there is actually, somebody recreated Shrek's Swamp. And now, literally, it's not even, a cheap knockoff. It is a one-on-one. Huh. So you can actually rent that as an Airbnb. Scotland home designed after the fictional Ogre's Tree Stump abode from the Shrek movies. Hosted by Donkey! I just said that wrong. Donkey! Can be booked up for 3 people starting October 13th. Airbnb said the stay is not a contest, but it will be booked on a first-come, first-served basis. The stay is completely free in what Airbnb called a nod to the priceless refuge Shrek Swamp has provided fairy tale creatures of all kinds. The home, modeled after Shrek's house from the 2001 DreamWorks animated film, features oversized furniture, earwax candles, and an outhouse. The listing states the children are welcome, but must be at least 5 years old. Yeah, I gotta watch that after the show, because that's pretty cool. What else do we got here? This is the emotional support alligator story again, as I said. And right here, Florida authorities killed an alligator that was seen with human remains in its mouth. Okay, yeah, you know what? This is wherever this guy was. Was he in Florida? Where was this? Go away. So if anybody knows where this was actually, because if this was in Florida as well, then that would explain. Hey, we just caught a gator with human remains in its mouth. Hell no, we're not letting gators anywhere near, a sports park. It says here, Jamarcus Bullard said he witnessed a horrific scene in a canal in unincorporated Largo before reporting the sighting to authorities on Friday. Local station WFLA reported. When the scene turned gruesome, Bullard hit record on his phone. The 13-foot, 8.5-inch male alligator was humanely killed and removed from the water with assistance from Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission. The Pinellas County Sheriff's Office said in a news release. So, it says, quote, I threw a rock at the gator just to see if it was really a gator, and it pulled the body like it was holding onto the lower part of the torso and pulled it under the water, end quote, Bullard told the TV station. So he saw a gator munching on a piece of a human corpse. Good God. That's horrifying. And sorry for ending the show on such a frightening note, but anyway, that will conclude the show. Once again, please check the underbar of the description for any links you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. Go check out our various other social medias, video sharing, streaming sites, affiliates, all that stuff. Anyway, for your dose of different, odd, and unusual news, we stream every Friday, guaranteed. And if there's enough news on Tuesday, then we do a show on that at 3 p.m. Pacific Time, which is 4 Mountain, 5 Central, and 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. For all of you and all of us, I am Xander, and you are you until you catch us on Tuesday or Friday. Or if you're interested in some history, we have a history show every Friday through Tuesday at 11 in the morning Pacific Time, and the Peanut, as I mentioned earlier, is every Sunday or every other Sunday, depending on how various other factors, but try to make it every Sunday at 3 p.m. Pacific time. 11 to 3, all for thee. Anyway, yeah. Until you catch us again, completely lost. Whenever, wherever that is, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles!